Hey, Instagram fam. Okay, so I want to talk about email marketing for those of you who are small business owners and you know that your email marketing game could be better. Maybe you're just not quite getting the responses you want, or you're like, yeah, I've never really learned how to send a great email. I'm just kind of sending them and seeing what happens. And you don't have time to dig through the data to see best email practices. I'm your girl, I've done it for you. So most of these facts are taken from HubSpot, and some of these tools that I'm gonna talk about are ones that I've just used along the way and found really good results from. Okay, so first of all, we all know a subject line is one of the best ways to get an open if you do it right, and they can be very tricky. So help yourself out and use a subject line grader or a subject line test tool. There are several of them online. You can Google it, just look up like test my email subject line. I think it's called subject line grader, has grader in it, like Grader. So use one of those just to check and make sure your subject line is strong, and they'll even help you to make it stronger if it's not. The second one, get a little bit corny, guys. I know that this seems weird, but they actually say that people will open your emails if you have emojis in the subject line, and if you use first names. So if you have a platform where you can merge the first name in, people do like to be called by their name when they're opening the email. It does feel a little bit more personal to them. And I know that visually, a lot of people will use big headers or hero images at the top of an email. You would think that that would be great, that it would be appealing, but it actually has the opposite effect. They say that emails, most of the time with big graphics at the top that are pushing the text down, are less likely to get read or even opened in some cases. So avoid the big graphics and text at the top of an email. Just go straight to text emails and make it clean and simple. Put the words on there. People are expecting you to just say what you want in an email. They don't necessarily need to scroll down after a header or have to push past a big image at the top. So be careful about that. Send emails on optimal days. So there is a super handy dandy tool that I use that tells me the days of the year and which days of that week are optimal email send days. Don't ask me how they get this data, but I use it and I trust the source. It's worlddata.com. If you go on there, there's a place where you can find an optimal send marketing tool, and you can just go ahead and download that. Make sure you're paying attention to what days are working for your emails and are not, and your audience is going to tell you when they like it and when they don't like to receive emails. Okay, the fourth one is send emails at an optimal time of day. So, I've experimented with different times of day. I tend to get the best results if I send first thing in the morning around 7:30 a.m. before people are kind of hitting their desk at work, and then it's waiting for them when they get to work, or middle of the day around lunchtime. People can kind of spend some time checking personal emails, or like shopping or whatever it is that you want them to do. So those have worked well for me. That's not always the case. You need to go ahead and do it when you think the time is right for your audience, but definitely pay attention to when you're sending, because you may think like, I'm not getting great opens, these emails are not working for me. And if you're consistently sending at the same time of week, maybe that's just a bad time and you need to experiment with different times. Okay, so number 5, make it mobile friendly. I know this can be frustrating on certain platforms. Some, email building platforms just make it really difficult to make an email look good in mobile. But there's a stat on HubSpot that says if pieces of it are broken, if the code doesn't line up right on mobile from desktop, what you're seeing usually when you're building the email, just be careful and actually check the mobile formatting of the email before you send, because there are ways you can make it better, and a lot of people are looking at emails from their phone, so you have to consider that. Okay, finally, number 6, just look at your own emails and the data and the reporting. I like to use MailChimp, and MailChimp has great reporting and data and analytics. I know most other sites that you might use to build your emails like Constant Contact and MailerLite. I know that they also do a great job at that, but it's up to you to actually pay attention to what's working and what's not. I have a client and I recently experimented with, do I send these emails to their audience on Thursdays because I feel like that could be a good day? Do I send on Saturdays? And it actually surprised me, and come to find out the Saturday emails are performing significantly better than the Thursday emails. So you know what? That's good intel for me to know. Okay, so those are 6 ways for you to make your emails better. If you want to dig